I will not be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered. My life is my own.
Ha. Well, my life is my own. At least I like to think that it is. As a human being, I have to make a lot of choices and decisions, just like the rest of you. Today, my choice and my decision is to talk about waste. As you can see, I'm using an older video that I made this last summer when it was nice out. And I thought, you know what would be great? Is to take this old wheelchair and turn it into something usable. Maybe a plant holder, something like that. Now, most people would just throw it out or leave it for the metal guy, which I was tempted to do. And sometimes I feel ridiculous for reusing objects that really are garbage. And I suppose I've always been this way. When I worked in construction for several years, I would always just collect all of the leftover scraps, anything I could that was usable, old fans, lights, things that we were going to throw away. And I would try to make them into something useful, even the ends of cut-off boards. I got this wheelchair at Goodwill about, a decade ago. And, I don't even recall why I bought it. I think it was during one of my really bad sciatic phases, and I thought, if my back ever gives out completely, at least I'll have a wheelchair. But really, it was just because it was cheap, and I thought I could do something with it. And it took me many years and many complaints from the wife to get rid of it to eventually do something useful. And so I went out in my backyard, and I proceeded to just tear it down and fix it. And I took all these videos because I was in the process of doing it. I thought, well, maybe I'll throw it in my WIDT folder. Now that's my What I Did Today folder, where I basically film everything I do, my processes, if I build something, create something. And it's built up to, at least a terabyte of random videos over the years. And I never end up sharing them, but maybe it's just for in the future if I ever do. But anyhow, not to get too far off topic here, but I guess I'm that weird uncle, right? The one that is always fixing things. Well, don't tell my wife that. She'll say, "You are?" Let me just say I don't always fix the things that need to be fixed, but when I do repair things, I try to use scrap pieces. I've always tried to buy recycled items. I've always tried to reuse things, and it just seems so futile. A lot of folks have this, I guess this illusion that, it's, as far as, by the way, what I'm doing right here in the video, holding the board up with my foot on an unstable table and just hacking this thing off, it's pretty funny. A lot of the ways I do things are unconventional and would be kind of frowned upon or even snickered at by carpenters, but hey, you use what you got, and at the moment, that's all I had. And so anyhow, that's another thing, people doing things differently. I feel like the world is curated to want new things, to want everything to be perfect, and the way that society gives people this illusion that if you don't have new things and the latest and the greatest, then somehow you're not good enough. And that's always bothered me my whole life. I'm a pretty simple man. I like to have fun and I like to have nice things, but to me, a nice thing might just be a crystal sitting on the shelf, But, even little pieces of plywood and scraps like this, I want to save them because I just hate seeing so much waste. And I know that it's pointless. The end consumer is not going to change the way that the world does business. I know that this virtue signaling a lot of people have about how, we recycle and we do everything we can to save the environment. And I ride my bike 40 miles each way to work, to save gas. Those things are all great, but you get to a point where you have to find a happy medium. You're not going to always be able to save. Let's just put it this way. I don't think it's worth it to sacrifice our happiness and enjoyment in life just because we want to save a few bucks or make sure we don't throw a few things away. Hey, look, I got a bench now. Or what do I have? What could I use this for? Even at this point, I didn't know what the hell I was building. So anyhow, I just wanted to make this short video to just kind of talk about random things, waste, and I'm also using a new program that I haven't used an editing program in a long time. I'm figuring this thing out, and this is a voiceover, so I'm watching the video as I'm talking, and let me just tell you, it's awkward. I've been making these videos for 10 years or so, and I'm used to looking at the camera and at myself. And for some people, that's weird, but to me, I'm just used to it. It's harder for me to do a podcast than it is to do a video. And that's because when I'm sitting here talking to a microphone, I'm not looking at anyone. So looking at even myself once in a while through the camera, it feels like someone's listening. I don't know. Don't mind me and my rambles. Here's my final product. It's a very simple wheelchair-based. You can see that one of the legs is kicked back. I improved that later, but at any rate, it works. I've wheeled it around and I keep a bunch of plants on it now. And yeah, eventually it'll go in the garbage like everything else does. But anyway, that's all I got for today, and thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you all next time. And here is the final piece of shit. Be well.
Thanks for coming to Carpo's channel, yo. Yeah.